Golazo Nation! Welcome back to the RSL Bros. Alan,
Abby Marcos.
Marcos, there we are. So I was actually trying to figure out which finger. I was like, where is it? Um, Marcos, we're here. By the way, everyone, this is like 30 minutes of trying to get this thing going because
Yeah,
apparently this platform is like really funky. So,
Zoom was being garbage for me this evening. So normally, if you guys have been watching this show, I have the background with Rio Tinto in the background, but for some reason it's being stupid. We have little technical difficulties, but you get my bedroom wall for this evening's
yay!
episode.
It
So
is
live.
white. Well, it's better than if I took off this. In fact, you can almost see it like through my fingers. But
Hey,
anyways,
prior to this, we it was either this or you guys would get to see my TV. So this is what you guys get tonight. So
well, with that, Marcos, how are you doing besides this?
besides this, Father's Day was splendid. I spent it with our father.
Oh, great. I
Um,
I didn't. Oops.
oops, shame on you. Him and I helped him out with his website. He's running for city council. Being a good son for that. And then we watched USA win Nations League yesterday. Or yeah, Nations League. That's what it's called.
Yep, it's that one. It's that one. That's good. That's good. I
Yeah.
mean, what a nice day to spend with dad and just do dad stuff with him.
So what about you? You are a father. How was Father's Day?
I will, if I remember when I edit this video, I will put a nice picture of my barbecue right here. Right there.
Yeah,
Um,
it
I
it it,
barbecued.
it looked freaking amazing. Oh my goodness.
I'll make sure everyone sees it. So, I'm really sorry for the vegetarians and vegans that follow us, but I really enjoyed Father's Day. But no, it was chill. In fact, I even let my son flip some meat because he's like, I want to learn. So I'm like, great, this is the best Father's Day gift ever. So
No better time to start than now.
it, in fact, I would even say he's flipping meat better than you are, my friend.
I was to say,
But anyways,
impressive.
it was good. It was good. But we have a lot to go over.
We do.
A lot went down this weekend. A lot is going on, and there's a lot coming in the future. So
Hmm.
with that, let's start with Saturday against DC. Give it to me.
Yeah. So, like we mentioned last time on this show, as well as on Twitter, we have only won one other time in DC. Last time was 2017. Of course, Luis Silva scoring that game-winning goal. So going into this match, we were without four players, all because of international duty. So no Sava, no Rubin, no Julio, and then no Ojeda. So I was feeling a little feeling kind of optimistic. So we of course we had a red card pretty fast in this game.
We didn't.
Excuse me, sorry. DC had a red card.
I was gonna say. We as in like the game.
We as in the game, but DC Birnbaum had a red card, which was a total blatant red card. Dog so nice through ball to Mosovsky, but literally gets pulled down by the shoulders by Birnbaum. Ref, no argument, just back pocket. Birnbaum gone. So
Well, let's say this. Birnbaum was surprised about it. If you read his lips, he's like, "What?" And then he covers his face with his jersey because he's like, he thinks it's like the worst call on this planet. But if all you all watch instant replay from MLS Extra Time
mhm,
with Andrew Wiebe, I
yeah.
mean, he goes over the four requirements for dog so, which is like
Mhm.
distance to goal, distance to ball, distance to defender, and then direction of
Oh
play.
yeah, because you look at that pass to Musovsky, and I think if Birnbaum doesn't do that, it's an easy one-on-one to slots it home right
Yeah,
past the keeper.
yeah. There's no defender that was even close.
Oh yeah. Um, and then literally 5 minutes before halftime, we probably get goal of the season for RSL, easily nomination for goal of the year. I think
Eh,
Zelarayan, he has a competition right there for best half field shot.
yeah, well, here's the thing. People have been I've seen arguments of the following. Zella Ryan's goal was a game winner from half field.
It it was, but mind you, this one was more of just like he corked his body and shot it.
It was a
Bruh,
it was a pass from our defender,
yeah.
from Brody. He gathers, takes one touch, looks up, sees the keeper, and says, "Why not?"
See ya. But you would think that at this point, Miller, the keeper for DC, would have caught on at this point because he was coming off his line so many times prior to this goal by Ruiz. But at this point, Ruiz is like, if you're gonna keep coming off your line, why not? I'm just gonna shoot my shot, and then 68 yards, just
So I got two thoughts with this goal. One, I said last episode that Miller was going to be the weakest point of DC United. I
you
said
did.
he is not the best goalkeeper for DC United. He's not the best
No,
goalkeeper at all. Even though he's let
no.
in less goals over the season, his play, the way he plays, is not good. So the fact that he was out so far, he was outside of the area of the penalty area, um, and that's why um, Pablo took that shot. Second thought, um, I don't know how many of you guys saw my retweet. Apparently, one of the RSL one of the RSL fans in the stands apparently told Ruiz in a corner kick previously to launch it because Miller was off his line. I want that evidence. I want that because if that's the case, oh, that's fire.
I was say, yeah. If you guys have that evidence, just let us know.
Well,
Um,
apparently they're asking Trey to ask Pablo Ruiz for that evidence. We want to hear it from the mouth of the source.
Absolutely, absolutely. I wanna do a quick rewind really quick. About early in this match, we saw the communication and the connection by Gomez and Luna. I think those two, they were on point. Don't you agree?
Like the like exactly what we mentioned previously, and obviously a bunch of other RSL fans have mentioned. Luna mixing up with Gomez is going to be a hit. Add in Sava, add in Chicho, and we'll talk about it later. But add someone else, you have yourself one heck of a mix.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, it would have been a lot better if either of them could finish those chances, but no, but their footwork, their passes, everything with their communication was on point in the first 10, 15 minutes of the game. So very impressive.
Yeah. Speaking of impressive, we open up the second half, and
Mhm.
by golly, if I were to watch any minutes of this game, it would have been from start of the second half until the 60th minute.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
That
my
I I I
goodness.
I agree. If it wasn't for that tackle by Anelli, if you go back and watch that second goal, I don't think we would have had that amazing Gomez wouldn't have had that because we go back, we see that tackle by Anelli. Anelli gets a pass to Gomez, and then Gomez gets a nice uh, cross to Musovski, and Moose just slots it home. So Anelli, hands down, just started that beautiful counter.
Well, the defensive work, because first off, we had lost the ball,
Yeah.
and so they started taking it up the wing. It was a Nelly that had to make the recovering run because I think it was either him or someone that was near him that lost the ball. And Nelly
Uh,
made that
yeah,
go.
it was Anelli or Brody, one of the two.
One of them lost the ball. So Nelly made that recovery run, did a slide tackle that allowed him to the ball to be controlled and still inside. Brody again, like you said, off to Gomez to into the middle. So it was oh, and I'm gonna throw that was not Brody. It was the other blonde one. Is Lawfulson. But the fact that there was hustle around there, that goal was a hustle
Hmm.
play. It was nothing to do with skill. It was just everyone was aware. Um, even Musovski's touch, the ball was a little bit behind him, and he stuck
Yeah.
his leg out to get it. But then it's a testament to then Miller's bad positioning as well at
Oh
that
yeah.
near post. He was horrible.
He all game long, like you said previously, he was not in good positioning. He just didn't have a good eye for the ball. And with that assist, that puts the total up to 4 assists now for Gomez. So I think we've now found our assist man of the season. I think so. Once we have Saba back from international duty, we're he's getting a nice groove.
Now, I will say this though. I don't know how many RSL fans were not too keen on Gomez at the beginning of the season, but I remember there was quite a few after their first and after his first and second game saying, "I don't see why is everyone's hyping up this guy. He's not living up to the hype." And I'm here. I'm like, you just wait. You just
Oh,
wait. He needs to get used to it.
oh yeah, like the dude's still 20 years old. Like this is his first time to the US, away from family, away from friends. So he still needs to get acclimated, but we'll get into a little second because he has a little fellow friend from the same country coming.
Yeah, he does. So after our second goal, how much time went by?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. And I wrote a little notes because I prior to us coming on to this episode, I was rewatching the highlights and I was watching that second goal and we had it was a cross. They DC headed the ball up in the air, and then Durkin, the goal scorer, was left wide open, top of the box, just slots at home. And you look back and then you see Loflison and Vera and a few. I think it was Loflison and Vera just left Durkin wide open, just ball watching. And that's kind of like the story of the season. We just leave goal scorers wide open, just no pressure. Do you kind of feel like that was the case in that one?
So it is rough for me to. I mean, I don't want to like point blame at anyone because
No, absolutely.
when a ball comes in, it whipped in, someone flicks it on or it gets flicked up in the air. The
Yeah,
first thing that should have happened was someone defensively should have been closing in fast on whoever was going to trap that ball. I didn't see
absolutely.
that fastness, the speed that we needed in closing, which gave them enough time to take a look around. They see Durkin at the top of the area, and they're like, "Boom, let's just give it to him." Durkin takes a touch and curls it into the the back post. So it was lack of defensive awareness, lack of defensive pressure that needed to happen. Um, but in the end, it's one of those that it was a second of lack of concentration.
No, I agree. It's something that hopefully does change, and we've said that before. But at that point, after DC scored their goal, it seemed more like we were the team that was playing 10 men instead of DC because we were kind of chasing around, whereas DC was just fighting hard and fighting to just scrape and get that 1 point at home.
But do you know something funny? I'm going to give you a quick little stat. Second half, even this is going to surprise you. Second
Okay.
half, we had 60, almost 65% of the possession. We had 220 passes compared to their 92. We had 13 shots compared to their 5 in the second half. So, as much as it felt like we were playing down a man, it may have been due to the substitutions
Yeah.
that came in.
Yeah. Like I said previously, we had 4 guys out. I got to give kudos to Pablo for the use of subs that he did because obviously you're having to use a lot of younger players. We saw Moses Nyman, who previously did play for DC United, came from Belgium. He got to come off the bench, so it was nice to see players like that play, like Moses Nyman. We got to see Paul come in, Of course, we got to see like it's good for this little international window, so we get to see guys who never get minutes to get some.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fact that they get minutes means that they get experience, which means that we can use them in the future for
Oh,
if an injury happens, we can say we have someone that has first team experience. So
yeah.
that's good.
Um, we were talking prior to this episode. There was also on instant replay for MLS. They had another encounter towards the end of this game. It was like 86 minute, where DC there was talks for a potential penalty. I can't remember who it was, but he went down being pulled by the shoulder, but didn't really look like much contact at all right there.
Yeah, to be honest, there wasn't much for me there as well.
No.
When you look at the replay, Vera does this thing where if he knows that you're gonna cut in front of him and he's not gonna get you, he kind of reaches out and touches you,
Yeah,
and then runs behind you, like almost like wanting to clip you, but doesn't clip you.
exactly.
Um, so the initial going down for the DC forward was because of the touch that Vera has. I'm I'm in agreement with not to be a fanboy, but to support the referees. I'm in agreement with the call, just like what Andrew Weeby said.
Yeah,
If you're gonna call that every once on the field, sure it'll be a foul. But because of the lightness of the touch, it was literally he'd even like close his hand around the shoulder. It was literally a high five to the shoulder. High five and then brushed off. So it was very light. I have no problems with that.
yeah. I thought it was a good call, even if it was for us, even if it wasn't for us, good call overall. Um, but we snuck away, not snuck away, but we got the 3 points on the road. Our second win all time in DC, first win in Audi Field. So
Heck
kudos
yeah.
to us. We Pablo Ruiz did what Wayne Rooney did at their field, scoring from half field. So in your face, Wayne Rooney.
I will say one thing about that penalty shout though. I wouldn't have even wanted that for us
No,
because you're not gonna call that you don't want those kind of fouls because that's not even a
no,
foul. But again, 3 points on the road. Again, I think if I'm not mistaken, we are the best team on the road this season.
we are. I think I might have tweeted that out, but yeah, we right now lead MLS with best road record, which that is good for us. Hopefully, it's just more to come. But
Wait. I have something. Here on the road, the battle hymns begun. We should just change the words.
we should.
Quick.
Um, but we just have a new signing as of yesterday.
Well, not signed yet, technically.
Not signed yet, but please
Um,
tell us all about this.
we do have a new acquisition confirmed by Atletico Nacional from Colombia.
Hmm.
Also, it's all over Twitter. Again, it's not confirmed, it's not done until they sign, obviously.
Yeah.
But we are gonna get um, someone by the name of Nelson Palacio. So Nelson
Oh yeah.
Palacio is a center midfielder, defensive midfielder. He plays currently for Atletico Nacional in Colombia.
Hmm.
Um, and there are a lot of good talks about
Oh
him.
yeah.
There are a lot of good things coming from Colombia about him. Um, there there are some haters. There always be haters out there,
Yeah.
but there are more good things than bad things coming about this. Um, One good thing is that he's young, 22 years old, which means
Hmm.
that we could be looking at it for the long run. Which means if all of this goes right, we're gonna have Chicho Gomez and Palacio for the long run. At least three Colombians.
Yeah, and that goes to my point that I was just mentioning earlier with Gomez. So now Gomez, with him just coming to the US, he now has another Colombian. So that makes it four Colombians on our team. So that passes the old record because we previously the record was most players from the same country from South America was three. 2012 by Argentina, now for Colombians.
Now I need everyone to understand that, and I'm sure there's a couple of Colombian fans in with amongst the RSL ranks that already
Yeah.
know this, but Atletico Nacional in Colombia is a very big team. It is
Hmm.
a team that is very competitive when it comes to Copa Libertadores,
Hmm.
competitive, even winning a lot of Colombian national titles. Um, in fact, for those that follow World Cup in the past two World Cups, the one of the goalkeepers for Argentina, most of us might know him. His name is Franco Armani.
Hmm.
He was the starter, one of the starters in 2018. He was a backup to Dibu Martinez in this last World Cup.
Hmm.
He was their starting goalkeeper for Atletico Nacional for what was it, like 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
So and Atletico Nacional, if I'm not mistaken, has won Libertadores within the last 10 years as well. If not, they've been in competition for it.
2016 was the last time they won.
Perfect. There you go. So 2016, Atletico Nacional won Libertadores. This team is very good, along with obviously Millonarios, which where Gomez came from, where Chicho came
Hmm.
from. Um, where did Vera came from? America
Yeah.
Cali.
Yeah.
Um, that's another good team. So we're grabbing players from really good teams in Colombia.
Oh yeah.
Um, I We don't have very many highlights because well, I
No.
haven't seen too many highlights, but Nelson has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
He's going to bring some depth to the midfield. Now, the question is, who is he replacing?
I was just asking you that same question.
I'm going to ask you
There,
now.
there is talks. Well, obviously we know that Ojeota's roster is, yeah, his contract is up soon. I think it's end of this month or beginning of next month.
July, when the transfer window opens, that's
July.
when his loan ends.
I think that Nelson is most likely filling in that spot of Ojeda's. It's gonna be a like for like, similar age, same position. So that means Ojeda's gonna probably be sent back to Nottingham.
Yeah, yeah, that's the most like logical,
Yeah.
without having to sell anyone and try to look for another team for someone else. Just send him back to where he came from. Um,
And
there are
and and,
also
and obviously Ojeda, Nelson, they're both not goal scorers, but from what I've seen from videos and highlights of Nelson, he's got the technique and the ball control, which what we need from a central defensive mid.
well, and my hope is that with the double defensive midfield that we're playing, one of them is actually going to push up into a midfielder. So
Yeah.
in my mind, this is me going now into formation mode. Um, so leave our defensive line. I don't care. um, Starting with the double defense, you'd have Ruiz and Nelson
Hmm.
and Palacio. Our next line would be Sava, Luna, Gomez, and then Chicho.
I don't see anybody stopping that. Like, that is going to be a dangerous attack come middle of July when we have everybody fully healthy back. Like, we have we have Colombia's B team on our on our roster.
Like legit, we're coming at them with like the all stars of Colombia. It seems like.
It's okay.
Um,
Miami has, like, they're reforming Barca's team, or we're forming Colombia's team.
Excellent. Now all we need is James. We need who else do we want? Uh,
Ospina,
Falcao,
Ospina.
their Hospina. So I think this is looking really good. Everyone
Yeah.
is really excited about this, and there's only positive things to talk about. I know people are not keen on the fact that Palacio doesn't have a lot of stats per se, not like big stats like goals, assists, and whatever. His passing accuracy, I think from what I remember, was like 83%, 80% or something like that. I mean,
Mhm.
it's decent. Um, but there's so much potential there, and the fact that we're bringing our roster age down a lot. I mean, we brought it we brought it down with the sell of or the trading of a few people at the beginning of the season, Merrim. but um, but yeah, we're all really excited for the potential.
Oh yeah. So he most likely because he plays his matches for Atletico Nacional Wednesday as well as Saturday. So most likely he probably won't be coming to the club until July 5th. So that means he'll be his first match will be July 8th, same as Chicho against Orlando.
If he plays. The rumor was that tomorrow, sorry, today, Tuesday, he was supposed to travel to Utah. That's going to be delayed a week, so that way he can play his Wednesday Saturday game. Which
Yeah.
good for him. I mean, if he wants to do his little farewell thing, cool. Because actually, it he does it because both games are against rivals Millonarios.
Yeah. So definitely RSL fans, if you want to get a first-hand look of Nelson Palacio, I would say watch this game because Millonarios is one of the better teams down there. So that is a must watch.
Yeah, yeah. So, ooh, this is exciting. This is exciting.
This is exciting times. We got transfer, we got players coming, we got international window. Yeah. So as we're talking about new players coming, we just got announced that Rubio Rubin just got announced to on the roster for Guatemala for the Gold Cup. So kudos to Rubio Rubin. That's awesome news.
Yeah, good for him. I mean, he's yes, he hasn't been scoring the goals that we want, but he has been the hard-nosed player, the one that tries to grind it out and work for the team. So he deserves it. Hopefully, he has success. Um,
Yeah,
we'll see.
hopefully Guatemala goes far. And funny enough, Aaron Herrera, former RSL player, got called up as well for Guatemala.
Yep. So good for them. I mean, good for Rubin. Hopefully this will serve him for experience, just like the U20 World Cup did for Luna.
Yeah,
That's the hope.
yeah. It's always good to see former RSL players for any country do well.
Now that
But
that means we're going without Rubin for the next month.
that is very true. But I'm not too worried because we just got backup. So no need to fret.
Excellent, excellent.
Re Reinforcement is here.
Thank heavens, seriously. But
But you know what? We are back to this week back to a Wednesday, Saturday. Last week we had no Wednesday, but this week is back to Wednesday, Saturday for matches.
oof, this is gonna be a
So most likely I would say iffy on having Sava back for Wednesday, but probably no Julio because Anderson Julio plays tomorrow, which is Tuesday for one more friendly. So we most likely probably will have 50% chance we'll have Sava and Ojeda. I'm going to say probably not.
Ojeda only played one game. He did go, what was it, 60, 80 minutes,
Yeah,
something like that. But
yeah,
I'm not sure if we're gonna have him. It wouldn't hurt to have them, but if we don't, I think we're fine. We've been doing fine. Well, we've been doing it's one game, but I think Ruiz and Lawfulson did just fine.
yeah. So another road game Wednesday against St. Louis, who, if you remember, first time we played St. Louis, we lost terribly, terribly bad at home, a sad 4-0. But the player who pulled it for St. Louis, he is out. They're without Lowen and Klaus. So that kind of gives me optimism. I'm like, ooh. Um, and along with that, if I can remember his name, St. Louis is without their defender who got a red card.
I will tell you who got a red card right now. Actually, give me 2 seconds. Give me another 2 seconds. Why am I not seeing it?
Oh,
Oh, Hybrid.
Hybert. Yes,
There we go.
he got a second yellow card in Saturday's match against Nashville. losing 3-1 on the road to Nashville with Hani Mukhtar having a hat trick like Hani Mukhtar does so far this season.
Yes, but there are some people that you can't sleep on,
Oh yeah,
obviously.
without having Lowen and Klaus, this team is still dangerous.
Yes, they have another goal scorer besides Klaus. You know who that is, right?
Um,
I'm only giving it over to you because I don't want to try to pronounce his name.
I, I was about to say the same thing to you. I was like, please heaven forbid me trying to pronounce this. Nicolas Gioacchini.
Joachini, whatever. He's
Nicholas, I'm
dangerous.
sorry if you're I'm sorry if you're watching this, but
Yeah, we're really sorry. We're really bad at names. In fact, and on top of that, it doesn't help that we don't know where. I don't even know if it's Italian or if how he pronounces his last name. But if it's Italian, it's Gioacchini.
no, but I do agree with you. Looking at the stats, he's at seven goals, 1 assist so far this season. Um, so that is eek.
Um, watch it, and also on that same side, Stroud.
Oh yes,
You
very
gotta
true.
gotta watch out.
Stroud 3 goals, 4 assists so far this season. He is their their Gomez. So he's kind of their playmaker. He's one that's setting up everything. So he's one to not lose your eyes on.
Yeah, you can't lose him because if not, he's in behind. Um, though what we do need to look out for is that St. Louis likes to play two different lineups, two different
Mhm.
formations, one on the road, one on at home.
I noticed that. Obviously we're not gonna. I see more of. I could possibly see the same lineup that they did against Nashville for this one, minus obviously switch out of the player Herbert who got the red card, but it's very similar.
Yeah, similar in terms of personnel, in terms of people, but formation wise, away they've always played a 4-1-2-1-2. Um, at home they play a little bit more conservative and they play like us. They play a 4-2-3-1. And so you got to watch out with that because that means what they're looking for at home is to play defensive and then exploit the counter. So that's why they have Joaquini up top to exploit the counter.
I was asked, do you feel like with playing like a 4-2-3-1 at home that way without, I guess, one of your two better scorers, Lowen and Klaus, do you think that will help them at all?
That's how they've been surviving this past little while without Klaus. Um, well,
And somehow without both of them, they're still scraping by at first in the West at 21
right.
points.
Yeah, well, that was also I was going to mention that is that it's they haven't been playing too much too differently compared to when they did have Klaus. They've maintained their same formations, game plan, which I can admire that in a coach when he can maintain his game plan, which Pablo has been maintaining his game
Yeah.
plan this whole season religiously. But um we have to be careful with the because all they're just going to stand defensively.
Hmm.
Then once they can exploit the counter, which we've been exploited before, they will just send Gioacchini running. That's dangerous because he's fast.
He is. He is. And right now St. Louis is at 34 goals, 20 against. So they know how to score. And and do you see for this one for RSL a similar lineup as we saw on Saturday?
Um, yeah, to be honest, yes. Only because we should. I mean, s- should Sava be back? Yeah, Sava should be back.
He should be back, but I don't see him starting. I could see him more coming off the bench because for Venezuela he started both games.
That's true. So I'm not seeing too much a difference. I hope that we're not throwing this game in like out with the dirty water because
No,
um we need to get as many points as we can, especially against conference opponents. Um,
and
but
also because now we're only 6 points out from first place. So
we'll talk about that in just a second because
Yeah.
that's crazy. But what I do want to mention is that St. Louis's back line, their back line has not changed in the past two games.
Hmm.
Yeah, they and now it will change because of Hybert. So before they had Hybert, Parker, Bartlett, Nerwinski.
Hmm.
Parker and Bartlett in the middle have been a wall,
That's
especially
true.
Parker. Parker is a beast and a pain in the butt if you've seen any of the games. Like
Hmm.
at the first of the season, I was cheering for St. Louis. I was like, yeah, these guys are good. But now Parker's a pain in my butt. Man, he's one of those annoying defenders where you're like, I hate going up against him.
Hey, for,
Um,
for for being an MLS veteran, he knows a thing or two from being in this league for so long.
yeah. So now imagine that going up, Musovski going up against that. I don't know how Musafs is going to do against a veteran defender like that.
Yeah.
Though he did put Birnbaum on a top, especially with that red card. So maybe, just maybe, Musafsi has a good game again. But we do need our forwards or our attack in general to be on point in order to break this defense down.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Everybody has to be on point, good communication, and just start the same way that we did against DC with the good balance of Gomez and Luna. Because if Gomez and Luna are playing like they did in the first 10, 15 minutes again, there's no stopping us.
No, no, obviously. I mean, I'm really happy with that combination. And if that combination keeps going and keeps building, especially with when you add Saba and Chicho in the next couple of
Mhm.
weeks, my friend, we're gonna be unstoppable.
Yeah.
Period.
Avengers, unite.
Seriously, though, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the RSL media team is starting to gather up that video with a little Colombian flag in the back.
Well, yeah, but we kind of just touched on it just briefly, but from St. Louis, who's at first place, to ninth place, which is the last playoff spot, 29 points for St. Louis. Portland, who's at ninth place, 21 points. You have an 8 point difference from first to ninth. It just shows you how tight the Western Conference is getting. And it's going to be a battle like it is every single year.
Like, can you believe how much of a battle it is? Because if you look at just the Eastern Conference, I'm gonna go over the Eastern Conference real quick. So from first to ninth, okay, the same range, okay.
Yeah,
Cincinnati is number one at 40 points, and
that's crazy.
Montreal ninth at 22 points, an 18-point difference. 18 points. Like,
So, so, so you're telling me my boy Messi's 25 points out from first?
oh my gosh, he is 25 points out. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Um, I'm not sure we're gonna see Messi in Utah. Let's just put it that way. Cincinnati is playing like
Hey,
fire.
I need some more positivity here.
No, I can't. I can't. This this ain't happening.
No, no, no,
This
no, no, no. That it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's
I
okay.
mean, the Wild Wild West is literally the Wild Wild West. Um,
It, it,
but
it
but
really is
but
because
we've had that.
obviously we just saw the past two games for LAFC. They just lost twice to Houston, and it just shows you that anything is up for grabs. Anything can happen.
Literally. I mean, LA beat us. Ah.
Yeah,
But no, literally the West is nuts. It's
yeah.
it's fun, but at the same time frustrating.
It's soccer.
I love it and I hate it.
What can you do? Like it is a good time to be an RSL fan. We're doing decent right now in the standings. We're sitting seventh place. We just got two great Colombian signings. We're semifinals of the Open Cup.
What else could we ask for? Probably a couple more wins at home.
I was
But
gonna I was gonna say a shutout for once because we haven't seen a shutout for a while.
really, really, now you're gonna make me look. Tells you
It
how
was
good of a
NYC was our last shutout,
yeah. That was like 2 games ago. That was it.
but
We shut out pretty often this season, huh? We do. In fact, we had like more than five, which is pretty good. But
a lot less than last season.
we're getting there. No worries.
Yeah,
It, it's looking good. I'm actually sitting on the edge of my chair waiting for something to happen.
are you? Cue the kid from Incredibles. What are you waiting for? Something incredible to happen.
Something amazing, I guess.
Something amazing. I guess is that what you're expecting from Elliot or something?
No, for this next part.
Oh, for this next part. Oh, cue lights, cue music. We need like Hugh Wants Millionaire, like the lights.
Yeah, something like that. But do you know what time it is?
I do. With that being said, everybody, it is your favorite time of this show. Prediction
Addiction time.
time.
I will not get tired of this ever.
Ever. But
Ladies first.
no, if you guys remember, I kind of guessed right. I guessed 2-1 last game.
You were gonna guess 1-1, but here we go. Guess this time first.
I'm putting the crown on because I am the defending champion from last game. But as you all know, right now we are the best team on the road in the MLS, and I think we're gonna keep that winning streak alive and well on the road. So I'm gonna stay optimistic, and I'm gonna go a 1-0 victory on the road for RSL.
All right. All right. You stay optimistic. I will stay realistically optimistic. I, even though we are the best, we are going up against the best in the West, technically. And we're still missing a lot of international players. So I am going for a 1-1 draw
Okay, okay.
crown.
No, 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 no. I have the crown. You can't steal the crown if I already have it. That's how it works.
No, I'm gonna win this time. I'm gonna win.
But we shall see. But until then, if you guys are not already following us on Instagram or Twitter, what are you guys doing? Like, get there right now and follow us at
Stop,
the RS.
stop following the other ones. Just follow
Yeah,
us.
yeah. It's at the RSL Bros. And I don't know if you saw this, but I think we're like a few followers away from 100 followers on Twitter. So help us out.
Help us out. We're not giving anything away, but help us out. What is that? Like 1,000? You're doing like three
No,
zeros.
that's I meant two.
Oh, I'm doing the same thing as you. I'm going the wrong way. There we go. You see, you went the wrong way.
Also, if you don't want to see our faces, we are on Spotify as well. Spotify,
I will say, Spotify listeners, you're missing out on a lot of hand gestures, facial expressions. So you might want to go over to YouTube and look at us there.
give us a thumbs up, notifications, subscribe to us, all that fun stuff. And then let us know. Hit us a question, comments, all that fun stuff. We're nice. We're friendly. One of us is bald.
One of us is bald, and one of us likes to answer in Spanish too. So I think it's the same one that's bald. So,
There you
yeah.
have it. But until next time, you guys, take care. Peace.
Ciao.